Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Unpopular Wrestling Opinion show, the show where we span over the whole internet, curate the most well thought out, highly respected hot takes on pro wrestling from probably the most respected source, Twitter. And we lay it out for my panelists here to go ahead and determine whether you guys know what the hell you're talking about or if it's trash. I am your host of the evening from the Smack Draw podcast. My name is Kyle. Thank you all for joining us. Tonight we have a very special all Chicago episode laid out for you, featuring some really funny personalities. I can't wait to introduce them. First, coming up, former member of the Smack Draw podcast, Mr. Calavera comedy himself, Benji. How's it going, my friend?
What's up? What's good? I'm good. I'm excited to get this started. You guys have a new game show. That's awesome. I'm waiting to see how this goes.
Well, it's not really a game show. It's more of an excuse to get back at all those people that talk trash on the internet and kind of get, a chance to put them in their place or validate some of them.
It sounds like right up Benji's alley.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, Benji. All right. Heading on over to the Smackin' It Raw podcast, the only podcast you can find on Pornhub. It's a good friend of the show, Mr. Matt Ritter.
What's going on, everyone? I'm happy to be here. Number one wrestling podcast on Pornhub, to be clear,
right.
number one.
Yeah.
And I have had every single person in this group with me on Pornhub, and I'm proud to say that I've checked you guys all off the list.
Yeah, I was happy to be on there, but then quickly got cold feet on telling my family and friends that I was on Pornhub. I pussied out big time.
I also want to point out that we've been around for 3 years. How long has the Spectra podcast been around since we copied your name?
We had like 10 years in the bank, man. We've been out for 10 years, man.
I take it Matt can see the stream.
Oh, yeah, Matt can see the stream. You think I'm going to let you slide one past me, Kyle? Come on, man.
Oh, my God. Last up, of course, the only person on here to be featured on a podcast that has an Emmy award-winning commentator to take part in their Twitch stream at one point, Mr. Vince Delgado. How's it going, bud?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Glad you could be here on this special all Chicago episode of Unpopular Wrestling Opinions. Are you ready to get into it, my friend?
I am. I'm ready to go.
All right, let's go, bud. All right, everybody, that was some fun. Let's get over here. So if you guys are unfamiliar how this goes, we will go ahead and list off some tweets. Mr. Benji, Vince, and Matt Ritter are going to go ahead and debate back and forth. By the way, just a heads up, because this has been kind of confusing, I'm not going to dictate who goes first. Please feel free to jump in, talk over each other, fight, throw a chair, whatever you seem to deem worthy of getting your point across when it comes to debating these tweets. And since this is a all Chicago cast, we may have some Chicago-related tweets in here to go through as well.
Okay.
All right. So kicking it off with the first tweet of the evening, coming in from Ty Scher's unpopular opinion, TNA/Impact Wrestling was the original alternative wrestling program. It goes on to say something like AEW and all this other stuff, but he's like, TNA was the first alternative to the big pro wrestling show.
That's trash. The first alternative would be ECW. If you look at the Monday Night Wars and you consider WCW and WWE mainstream, ECW was your first alternative. It was not. It was an alternative style in wrestling. It was an alternative brand. It was where the non-traditional wrestling fans went for that extreme style. So give TNA what you want, but they ripped off WCW very early by bringing in all the big names from WCW that didn't go to WWE, and it's ECW.
I can tell you didn't watch TNA back in the day, Matt, because I don't think that's correct. I think when you look at alternatives, it's something that WWE doesn't provide. At one point, we had a little thing called the Attitude Era that was basically inspired by what was being done down in ECW. So you looked at Impact Wrestling or TNA back in the day, the Knockouts division, the X division. That's what sparked a lot of like different alternatives. You've seen a bunch of guys like an AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, top guys right now in WWE that started in Impact Wrestling because they were an alternative to what WWE was producing back in the day. And look at what the women's revolution is now in NXT, WWE, AEW, and globally. Like the big time promotion that gave the women their first spotlight was Impact Wrestling with the Knockout. So I'm going to go ahead and agree and say that, yeah, TNA was the first real alternative because ECW, like all that extreme stuff, WWE was copying later on. So it wasn't really too much difference.
So what the fourth best member of the Smack and Raw podcast is telling me is that ECW had a style, WWE copped that style, and took a lot of their top talent. And then TNA had a style, and WWE took a lot of their top talent
okay, I see
over to WWE.
Okay, fair point. Benji?
Well, TNA was on TV. I'd never seen ECW.
They were on TV. They were on TNN before it became Spike TV and before WWE stole their deal.
I was like 4 years old.
Benji with the swing vote.
Come on. So where are you going with this, Benji?
I'm gonna go TNA. TNA was the first legitimate one to claim that spot of potentially at the time when they were starting, when they had Christopher Daniels, all those guys, they legitimately had a shot to be that what AEW is today. Like they had that shot at that time. ECW was cool and all, but it was never going to be that.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's my point.
Wow. So I think that's a first in the history of the show. The very first tweet is validated by the panelists.
Shout out to my co-host Travis, who's watching right now, because I shared this over to the Smack and Raw group on Facebook.
Sweet.
As well.
Nice. Hey, man. Thank you. All right. Coming in at tweet number 2 from the night. Coming in from Martin M. Smith 1. I believe this is a Chicago-related one. He says Jason Jordan should have been WWE champion. By the way, Chad, not every tweet is Chicago-related. Just the majority of them. Heads up.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and start off. I love Jason Jordan. What happened to him, his injury was unfortunate, but no, not WWE champion. Maybe give him an IC title run, maybe a US title run. Not when he left WWE, at that point, he wasn't WWE champion material.
Listen, what better imagery to have him be champion and to be, embraced by his father, Kurt Angle. You know what I mean?
Nah, man. Nah, I'm not with that. That's trash.
What? You have the son of the illegitimate son of Kurt Angle as the world champion, straight out of Joliet, Illinois. Come on, yo.
I'm gonna ride with fucking Benji on this one, man. Like Jason Jordan has the size, he had the look, he was Kurt Angle's illegitimate interracial child. And if anyone should be WWE champion, it should be Kurt Angle's illegitimate interracial child. Like, I'm with it. I get what you're saying, Vince. When he got hurt, maybe he wasn't there yet, but he was definitely on that trajectory. I could see Jason Jordan having a WWE championship run, being the next kind of Kurt Angle-esque character. He had the charisma. He had the push behind him. He's from Chicago, and I don't know why you're thumbs downing, because I think as people from Chicago, we should support all things Chicago, including Jason Jordan.
You're correct on that, but I feel like you're only disagreeing with me to be spiteful because I disagree with you in the first tweet. That's all this is, man. I've done a show with you before where you just disagreed because you wanted to be spiteful. Okay.
Oh my God.
We've done too many shows together. You know me too well. That's not the
listen,
point.
man. I'm kind of scared now. The purpose of the show is to trash these tweets, and we're starting off validating the very first two. Yeah. There's more to come. I do find this hilarious. The fact that both my wife and Kevin are in the chat, but on different platforms, so they can't see each other. Oh my goodness.
Kevin, you need to slide over
stay
to
the
Facebook.
F away from Kyle's wife and get over on the Facebook chat right now.
Say the F away from my wife, Kevin. All right, tweet number 3 coming in fast, you guys. From Low Temp Funk Odab. Unpopular opinion, but wrestling without fans is really boring. Yes, I'm a casual, but I can't watch it right now. I would rather water the grass or something productive than watch these fanless shows.
Nah, I can't ride with that. I will say that when they put the wrestlers in the crowd, having the cheers did kind of make it a little better, but having no fans and being in the state that we are has allowed for a lot of innovation in wrestling. We're seeing things that we never saw. We're seeing people get pushed that might not have gotten pushed. We're seeing new things. They're trying new things. And all of this in the end is going to be for the better wrestling. And I've actually really enjoyed what we've had since we've, lost the crowds and watching them try and make the show better and the things that they've done. And some of it's fallen on its face and flopped, and some of it's been fantastic. So I'm all for this. I definitely wouldn't go water my grass over watching it. I watch, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and AEW every week, and it's 7 to 9 hours of wrestling a week. It's ridiculous, but I enjoy almost all of it, except for SmackDown last week, which was absolutely fucking horrible.
I missed that
Christ,
episode, and I'm
dude.
glad I didn't watch it.
What was so wrong with SmackDown?
Last week's episode
Last
specifically.
week's episode.
Yeah.
You guys are not a fan of karaoke?
No, we didn't.
Wait, there was
cover it.
karaoke? I might watch it now. I might watch it now.
Anyways. one for
I
trash.
say that's trash. I agree with Matt. That's a trash opinion. If you really need a crowd to go ahead and make you enjoy a wrestling show, then you're not really there for the wrestling itself. Bailey, Sasha Banks, Asuka have all thrived with no crowd, and you don't get all these crazy, annoying what chants at every single like non-American, like foreign-speaking like wrestler when they start speaking in like Japanese or Spanish or what their native language. You don't get like the random what chant or like the annoying fans. Like, yes, I miss the fans. They add a lot to the wrestling, but at this point, I like what we're getting. This is not better than watering my grass. I don't even water my own grass. I'd rather just watch the paint dry than water my own grass. But no, this is trash. Wrestling is good. Take what you want to take. What's with the face, man? What's with the face?
Did you intentionally cosplay as Paul Heyman tonight, or is that just coincidence?
Am I really like leaning into it?
Well, you got the jacket and the hat on and the headset, and then you're really leaning. Yeah. I
Yo,
don't know.
get a ponytail, Vince, bro.
How do you know I don't know? No,
Benji,
but yeah,
you gonna
no.
try
That's,
and sway him and try to convince him that watering grass is
Well-
more entertaining than wrestling.
I think you guys should have not watering your grass, lots of nature, and speaking of nature, there's something to seeing obnoxious fans chanting what at foreign wrestlers and
Stop it.
and what let me finish. There's something heartwarming seeing all these fans trying to get over, chanting their little chants and everything, and I kind of miss being annoyed by them. I kind of miss picking out that stupid green dude with the shirt and the smiley face, or that long haired dude that always sit in the front row.
so you're saying is you really miss Brock Lesnar guy and Frank the Clown?
Fuck those guys. Yes, those guys.
Oh my god. Okay, listen. 2-1 vote.
Have you been doing the sound effects? Can we just not hear the sound effects?
You can't hear him, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I really like that yeet sound effect.
Yeah, well, we're about to get the first one. Low Temp Funk Dab, your opinion is trash. Right. So, by the way, everybody in the chat, go ahead, feel free to drop your unpopular opinions or whatever you're saying. I'm going to go ahead, every 5 tweets, I'm going to go into the chat, read off the funny comments you guys are leaving. Just a heads up, spoiler alert, Kevin, I'm not going to read off the 13 tweets where you've said I'm not from Chicago. I'm just going to get that out of the way now. I am not from Chicago. I'm not going to read off 13 tweets saying I'm not from Chicago. All right. Or comments, rather. Okay, coming in at tweet number 4 of the evening, we have coming in from Wrestling Mind 04. Evil was a better shocker and will make a better champion than Omega was. I believe he's referring to in NJPW.
So I know what happened. I didn't watch it. I don't watch New Japan.
What?
Come on now, you know this, Benji. I don't watch New Japan. I will say anything that's anti Kenny Omega, I'm all for. Fuck that guy and his stupid hair. So yeah, Evil's better. I like the name better.
Wow.
You know, he joined the Bullet Club and turned on some of his friends. That sounds cool because a lot of the people I don't like in wrestling were all from the Bullet Club. So like, fuck all those guys. I'm all for it.
I literally have a Bullet Club flag signed with like 50% of the members on it. Fuck you for that statement, man. This is trash. Kenny Omega is one of the best wrestlers on the planet. Not currently on AEW because we haven't seen the best bout machine, the cleaner Kenny Omega from New Japan. We haven't really seen that except for like I think the best match he's had was that tag match against the Bucks, and of course, you know, the unsanctioned match that he had with Mox. But overall, no, like Omega is not going to be like one up by Evil. I like Evil. He's cool. He's a nice hand, but he's not a Kenny Omega. He's not an AJ Styles.
Nice hand.
He's not even a Kenta. Kenta would be a bigger name than this. Shit, give me, I don't know, man. Fuck.
Is it a hand that you'd let touch you?
Maybe, depends. If I'm in the right mood, you know, like if I'm in the mood for it, you know, I might just let it happen. But no, this opinion is trash. Kenny Omega over Evil.
God damn it, Kevin! I'm gonna fucking kill you. Ben, go ahead,
You know
Benji.
what? I think
You and Kenny have the same hair, so I'm guessing you're going to be pro Kenny.
Listen, I'm just gonna say, Omega was great chasing that title, amazing. But once he won it, that title reign was trash. He was a trash champion.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't mean shit. First chance he got, he dipped over here. Didn't do anything with that title. Once he won it, it's like he didn't care anymore.
Right.
All right. Evil has more potential to do something with it, especially turning on Los Ingobernables. Like that's huge. That's a big deal. They've been together for so long. There's more substance there. Omega was just like, will he ever win it? Will he ever beat Okada? He finally beat Okada and he's gone. You know, like there was nothing there.
So what you're saying is that a guy in the mid card is gonna put on better matches, put on better promos, be more of a bigger draw
Now,
for
as the
New
host,
Japan.
Can you say that
feel
he's in the
obligated
mid card?
to interject.
Omega was a good promo guy.
It is a matter of being a better champion. So that doesn't just entail best bouts. It could be storyline and moments as well to go with it.
Also, if he's holding the top title in New Japan, does that make him a mid-carder still? Isn't that like him stepping up?
I mean, Jinder Mahal held the WWE title.
He did.
Hey, we're not slandering Jinder Mahal.
I'm not. I'm just making comparisons. He's probably like the Jinder Mahal of New Japan.
And when Heath Slater comes back, we will complete that Holy Trinity, and all three members of
I'm
3MB
all for
will
it.
be
I
main
love
eventers.
3MB, man. I'm all for 3MB, but I'm all for defending my point in this argument, and I still think this opinion is trash.
Yo, a
You sound like Hulk
3MB
Hogan
triple
over
threat
here.
match
You,
at like
sir,
Battleground.
sir,
Come on now.
You said Kenny Omega was great at promos.
Compared to Evil, yeah, he's going to put on better promos.
You're standing by that statement that Omega is good at promos.
Compared to Evil, yes.
All right, so
Whatever.
nobody's being swayed here. This is unprecedented. 3 out of the first 4 tweets have been validated. This is crazy. This show
To be fair,
is turning
I only
face.
validated it because I hate Kenny Omega. So like,
Yeah. So at Wrestling Mind 04, it looks like they like you.
Terrible.
I mean, I validate the opinion, but fuck whoever wrote that. I'm just saying.
I'm starting to feel like you guys are just ganging up on me on purpose.
Oh,
That-
man,
that's what
Vince
this
is
feels like.
quickly becoming.
well, maybe you should go get your advocate.
I am my own
He
advocate.
is the advocate.
I am the advocate. Get
I've
your
never
joke right,
known-
Get your
Matt.
client.
Yeah, go get your client.
Anyways,
Have him come in here and
tweet
defend
number
you.
5, and then we're going to get in the chat because, oh boy, the chat is active tonight.
I've never known Vince to turn down a gangbang.
Whoa,
Christ.
wrong Vince.
Tweet,
On the show,
Ru-
on the show.
tweet number 5.
You're throwing
Coming
out
back on
messages
Smack-
out there that I don't want to be released to the public. That
You're
is
coming
not
back on the
public knowledge,
podcast.
man.
Hey, listen, you could go. I mean, one of our podcasts is on Pornhub, Vince. I'm just saying. Anyways,
Whatever,
tweet
Benji.
number 5. Doc Fiesberg comes in. Unpopular opinion. I thought I liked John Moxley a lot, but these past few months has really soured me on him. Without the wacky Dean Ambrose character, he's kind of just a generic indie hardcore wrestling guy.
No. I've actually enjoyed, especially after this last week with his match against Brian Cage, what John Moxley's been able to do in AEW more than all of the dumb shit they did with him in WWE. It is what it is. I know Arn would argue that it's the same character, but even on your AEW show with you, Kyle, Arn admitted like this is that next level of John Moxley he's been waiting to see, and he really enjoyed that match and what he's been trying to do. So I'm going to say that this opinion's trash. I would not take Dean Ambrose over John Moxley. He is champion. He put on a great match with Brian Cage. He's doing his thing. He's a little hindered by COVID, but when we get back to somewhat normalcy and we got crowds out there every week and he's out there every week being champion and his wife doesn't have COVID and keep him away from the show for like 3 weeks, like everything will be cool and we'll get more of what we're seeing, what we saw with him and Brian Cage, and I'm all for that.
Awesome. Hey, you guys, really quick, I don't want me to interrupt you, but we have officially broken the record for the largest live audience that our show has had since its run. Thank you,
So what do you got,
everybody
7
in
viewers?
the live chat.
Is that
It's the
7 viewers?
Chicago thing, man. You wouldn't
The
understand.
Chicago theme. But, all right, go on. Benji, Vince, do you guys prefer Dean Ambrose over John Moxley?
I'll defer to Vince. You can go ahead first.
This opinion is trash. John Moxley is better than Dean Ambrose, but I will preface it by saying they're the same fucking character, except now there's literally nothing different. There's literally nothing different except he does less goofy shit. He like the in-ring style, the way he carried himself. He's just like basically has this like he's unshackled. Yeah, there's no training wheels. There's no nothing. He's just letting himself be himself. But it still feels like the same character, but this is way better than Dean.
I think you are both wrong. Dean Ambrose is 100% better than Moxley.
he couldn't even do that with a straight face. You saw that he broke so fast.
That could have. All right. This opinion is trash. Yeah, you guys are right.
Here we go. It's okay to all agree on one or two of these. Doc Fiesberg, your opinion is trash. All right, man. I'm gonna get to the live chat because we're actually, honestly,
Is that Benny the Bull? Like
No.
Chicago's own
That's
Benny
my
the
friend.
Bull?
That's my friend Ben. So
okay.
so it's like Benny Bull. No. That's just my friend.
That's
Ben.
what I'm saying. He's not like the guy in the Bull's costume.
No.
Okay.
I mean,
I
I
got
don't know
really
what he does
excited.
on the weekends, so he might be Benny the Bull. I don't know. He might have like an alter ego, another life, just like Batman, and he might be Benny the Bull. But regardless, hey Ben, how's it going?
Yo, you want to dress up like Benny the Bull and come on Pornhub, bro? I got you.
Oh my God. Okay, listen, getting to the live chat really quick, just to give these guys a quick shout out. I'm going to condense most of Kevin's 32 messages into Kyle's not from Chicago. What a jerk.
Benny says only on Saturday. Okay.
Kevin Crazy says ECW was still before Impact, you jabroni. Also, Kyle's not from Chicago.
Thank
Loyalty
you,
J, wow, these guys are already making me laugh. Let's see, going down here. Kurt Angle's all elite, and Kyle's still not from Chicago. Once again from Kevin.
Do we know who blew Kevin's back out? Like,
Jesus, listen.
You know
fuck
what?
you.
That's a
fuck
conversation for
you
another
in
day.
That one.
What are you- I
Kurt and
wasn't
Jason
talking
Jordan
about-
could have been a
oh.
heel son and father kind of vibe. What's going on here? Oh, the pizza from Domino's is good, or any Chicago type pizza. I think he means Domino's is better than Chicago pizza.
Domino's?
Yeah,
if
Domino's?
that's what he meant,
Loyalty
we can
J.
kick him from the chat. Let's yeet his ass from the
Domino's?
chat.
Get him out of here.
Yeet that right now.
Stop it.
Kevin Crazy says Vince is trash. Crowds are the shit. Kyle's not from Chicago. Some people are saying it's cool. Without fans, but a little depressing. Yeah. Matt's a hater.
I am 100%.
Yep.
Jessica says that so Kevin could have been on here.
Kenny Omega could easily be the best heel in the wrestling biz. Party time. D-Rod says, you steal Kai's wife yet, Kevin? Fuck you, D-Rod. Kevin says, working on it. Jesus Christ. I'm watching 91 Rumble right now. Good stuff, fellas. Cool, I guess. That came from Moss Cream TV.
Cool. 91 Royal Rumble. Might have to check it out.
Yeah, man. Kevin Crazy says, own your inner whore, Vince. Gangbang all day. Make that a t-shirt.
What?
Can we literally, like the Tupac Thug Life shirt? Can we just get a picture of Vince that says hashtag gangbang all day?
Gangbang all day.
I will buy that shirt.
Yes, sir. Let's get
I
it
will
done.
buy a full-on Vince hashtag gangbang all day shirt.
All right, really quick, with very little debate, just to validate, we have an unpopular opinion in the tweet. You guys, gut reaction, unpopular opinion. If CM Punk had left in 2011, WWE would not be as entertaining now as if when he left. Like, him leaving made WWE better.
No.
No, trash.
Yeah.
Trash.
No.
Trash.
Sorry, Jay. Yeah, okay, so we yeeted Jay. All right. Kyle's not from Chicago. And then,
Hey, Kyle, are you from Chicago?
no, I'm not from Chicago.
Oh,
All
Are you
shit.
sure? I thought this was an all Chicago podcast.
Is Chicago or Chicano? Because then
Chicano is when you're what is it, Mexican or Latino born in the States?
Yeah.
You're like Latino, but you're born in the States. So that was like a
I was
term,
going to say, I just
Chicano.
want to make sure I'm on the right podcast. This
Jesus.
is Chicago, not Chicano.
Kevin Crazy explains his injury. He said, the F in bed, I'm old. I woke up and my back hurt. I'm going to die.
Less strap-ons.
Yeah.
More,
and then Benny
more
says,
Benji.
let's kick Vince out. My wife says, so Kevin could have been on here. Baby, please, let's save our marriage. Going on to tweet number 6 of the evening. We'll get back to him at the 10th tweet. All right. Jesus Christ. It's a shit show. All right. Tweet number 6 from Rated R Facts. Unfortunately, I did see earlier this Twitter handle has been shut down. Probably because of this tweet. I do not have the follow-up Twitter handle. I apologize. But he says, Raw is better than NXT. I know I'm going to get murdered for this.
Oh, yeah, yeet that shit real quick.
Eat it.
Never mind. Sorry. You've got the NXT guy here dressed as Paul Heyman, biggest NXT fan. I'm a big NXT guy. Don't get me wrong. AEW is entertaining, but right now NXT is the best wrestling show on TV.
Mhm.
Hands down, over Raw, over SmackDown, over AEW. It's the best shit. So it's definitely better than Monday Night Raw.
Fuck, Chris found the Facebook chat. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so that's why I laughed.
No, man, this opinion is trash. Yeah, sometimes Raw can have like a moment or two here or there where it might be like very entertaining, but overall NXT is the best WWE show that's being produced on a weekly basis. Benji, I know do you feel differently? You sound like you got something to say to that.
Well, I mean, if we took a look at the ratings and the demos, I mean, Raw is clearly getting millions and millions of viewers at winning in the demos. I'm just saying.
No, man, we're not talking about which show gets the most ratings. We're talking about which is the better wrestling show. See,
I mean,
this
if
is
more-
how
if-
Benji enjoys his wrestling. He just like looks at the ratings as he's watching the show the next day. It's like, can I enjoy this because the ratings are telling me one thing?
Isn't that what people do?
I mean, that's not what I do, man. I watch what's on my screen and I base it off of that. I think NXT is better. This opinion is trash, man. Get it out of here.
All right. That's 2-1. We
Oh,
don't have
and
to
shout
drag-
out to your wife for pegging Kevin and blowing his back out.
Oh my fucking God, dude.
This is
Benji,
getting
that comment
raunchier, man.
and Rated R Facts is trash, okay? Jesus Christ.
I will agree. I will allude to a lot of things going on, but I would not come out and say it. Shame on you, Benji.
I know, man.
Yeah, my bad.
Benji
I
has
really
no
honestly
shame.
believe Kevin respects himself more, okay? All right.
I don't.
I mean,
Have you met Kevin?
At the only Tyrone Lee, D'Lo Brown should have been world champ. And then he also goes on, this one doesn't count, but he also says Legion of Doom was good, but highly overrated. But we're going with the D'Lo Brown comment.
Where? In WWE, in TNA, because I might be able to make a case for when he was in TNA and part of Aces and Eights, but not in WWE.
Stop.
I said I
Stop.
might.
He had a beer belly, man.
In his opinion, he said world champ. He didn't specify anywhere. So if you can justify world championship status in any promotion, I'll agree with it.
I mean, can justify it in TNA because TNA. I mean, Bully Ray had a beer gut. He still was champ.
Yeah, but he's a bigger name. I mean, he might have won the world title had he came to Chicago and like wrestled in one of our local indie promotions like Freelancer AEW. He might have had like a 1 week run as world champion, but nowhere near on TV. Get out of here with that. I like D'Lo Brown.
You are looking at the real deal now. All right.
No.
Yes.
Stop.
Chest protector, frog splash. You leave that man alone. Why are you against all of these people of color being champions?
You know what?
Why are you attacking all of these people of color?
You know what?
Oh my
You're
God.
all for Bully Ray, but every time we try and give a title to a person of color, Vince is like, no, fuck that. Nope, he's got a beer belly. Fuck that guy.
Oh my!
Stop it.
Oh my God.
WWE has ruined you. Stop it.
Okay, Vince has closed his opinion.
You're onto something there.
Stop it.
Benji, once again, the swing vote. I'm going to make Benji go first on the next opinion, by the way. I think it's only fair.
Yeah, for sure. He likes to hang back and see how things play out.
Are you with me,
Just
Benji?
to get himself over.
D'Lo Brown is champ or no? Are you going to go with Vince?
No, fuck Vince. D'Lo champ is champ. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, the only Tyrone Lee. We have validated your opinion. Man, this has been an awfully friendly panel for us.
I didn't know Vince was gonna be a sellout over here.
I'm not a sellout. I'm over here like leaning into the show. A lot of these opinions are trash, man. You guys are just being too nice, man.
Oh
like
my God.
Quarantine has softened you guys up. You guys forgot what the mean streets of Chicago are like.
Well, apparently in the chat, Vince, they think you and I are going to fight. So I'll DM you my address, and if you can get over here before the end of the show, we can put a little show on for
As
you.
long as we
they're
can get some
seriously
Danico's
screaming out,
pizza
fight
afterwards.
in the Facebook chat.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right.
Kevin in the Facebook chat thinks we're going to fight, and so does Jessica, and they're ready to watch it.
I really am not looking forward to reading off the comments on this next batch of tweets. I'm not gonna lie.
Also, they
All right.
Jessica's
I'll
like,
let
if
you-
Vince leaves, I vote Kevin goes on.
Holy shit. Okay, tweet
Kyle
number
does-
8 of the evening at Carlitos_corner. We knew it was coming, a Chicago-based show. Oh, word. Okay, I've been saying it for years. CM Punk, overrated. That's how I've always felt about him.
What?
Listen,
Trash.
We knew it was coming for a Chicago
What?
show. We had
Keep
to
that
get it
shit.
on here.
Here's the thing. All of you people who are like, oh, CM Punk's trash, either you weren't watching CM Punk in WWE when he was doing his thing, and this is a retroactive opinion, or you just don't like being entertained. He did so much for that company at a time when viewership and everything was so low. He brought me back in. CM Punk is the reason why I started watching wrestling again. It had nothing to do with him being from Chicago. That was a bonus. The guy was entertaining as shit. He was legit one of the best wrestlers in the world in ring, doing what he does as a technician, telling stories, and on the mic. From 2010 to now, he's probably the best promo that we've had in a very long time. You cannot stand up to a guy like CM Punk, and anyone that says anything different really just has some kind of bias against CM Punk for no real reason, because there is nothing about the guy other than his MMA career that you can say bad about him.
Benji, go ahead.
What was the username of this guy? Who
Okay,
tweeted this?
so at Carlitos_corner.
Okay, so listen, Carlito, you know what happens to people who don't want to be cool?
I'm so glad you did that.
Let's go.
This motherfucker pulls an apple
We
out.
can tell him. You know why? Because over on the Smack and Raw podcast, we do this thing. It's spit or swallow. And Carlito, we're spitting your ass, just like that apple.
Look, man, this definitely like stems of bias. You know what this is? This is someone that didn't watch his work in WWE. Forget his 011 run till he left. Back when he was doing the Straight Edge Society, was some of the best work. He was probably the best heel while he was Straight Edge Society. CM Punk, Go back and watch his work in Ring of Honor. That's how I know you weren't watching Ring of Honor back in the day. He was putting on classics over there. Okay,
I wasn't watching Ring of Honor either, so I don't feel bad.
That's okay. That's okay. Come on, man. I'm trying to do a thing. But no. CM Punk.
Go check him out in TNA. All right.
Yeah, he had a run in TNA too. No,
Was
but
that when
it's
D'Lo Brown should have been champ? Was that around the same time or
no? Oh, stop it. No, but he is one of the better wrestlers that's been in the 2010s. He's high up there. It's okay if you don't think he's the best in the world, but to say he's overrated, you weren't watching. You are just annoyed by the CM Punk chance, is what you are saying.
All right, Carlitos _corner. I think we all saw this coming. Your opinion is trash. All right. You knew it was coming.
I felt like
you knew. It's
how do we know that wasn't
opinions.
how do we know that wasn't Kyle's burner account so he can get this conversation going?
You knew it was coming. All right. Oh my, dude, they are. Man, the chat is good tonight, bro. I will say that, man. Tonight's been a fun night in the chat. Thank you guys for all joining the show.
I almost wish I was watching this and not on the show because I'm always in the chat having a blast.
Me too.
By myself. So
yeah,
I also wish
Benji.
you were.
Yeah, man. I bet. Oh, by the way, really quick, besides this whole thing, while you guys are here, this whole show, you guys all owe a thank you to Mr. Benji, Calavera Comedy over here. This show spawned off of one of his random tweets on Twitter. I saw a tweet that he put out there. What was it? You just said that people should save their unpopular opinions, like they should save them all and then create a show out of it. And I was like, well, I don't have many, but I'll save everybody else's. And that's kind of how this shit came about.
Oh, I feel very honored that my spawn could be rubbed all over you guys. That's great.
You were talking about it. He was thinking so hard. Like, I made that tweet. Are you sure that was from me? He has no idea what you're talking about.
See, Benji tweets and forgets about it the next day. Yeah. He forgets half the shit he tweets.
I reached out to Benji.
Listen,
when I did the first tweet, I was like, "Hey, man, listen, we're totally gonna plagiarize you. Do you at least want to be on the first episode?"
And I said, "Hell no." But listen, I don't remember tweeting that at all. So, but I appreciate it. I'll take it.
Yeah, we too. Us too. We appreciate it. All right, because it's easily the most popular live show we've had.
It's inception. So it's great to see that even though I'm not on the podcast, I'm still
your influence
helping you guys out actually be successful. I'm
appreciate the handouts, Benji.
No, it's okay. He misses us. We're big time now. All right. He was back on.
Yeah. Before I forget,
no, he doesn't. He doesn't miss me. The last time he saw me, I kicked his ass in video games until like 5 a.m.
Move it on. Tweet number
whoa.
Wait. If we're going to talk about video games, Vince, do you really want to talk about video games with me on the podcast?
No. We'll say that for a special video games.
Okay. Let's keep this show moving, man.
Well, real quick before you move on, Kyle.
Yes.
Tell your wife that if she wants to see more. No, this is not about Kevin. She said in the chat that me and Vince need to do more podcasts together, and I want to plug your show and say that right now available on all podcast platforms, that Smack Raw Podcast is available. The NXT show that was recorded last night is available, and I was on there with Vince. So please, if you guys are enjoying this, go check that out and listen to us have a blast over there with Jay Thunder.
Yeah, what he said.
Okay.
All right, tweet number 9. I actually did not mean. I think this is kind of like a double. So go ahead and knock it out quick. But they said D'Lo Brown was drastically underrated.
100%. You got something to say about that, Vince?
Yeah,
he
Vince,
was perfectly rated. I think he was
here?
perfectly rated. I think his opinion is trash. He was perfectly rated. He was who he was. He's not a Kofi Kingston. He's not a Bobby Lashley. He's not an R-Truth.
Why do you have to compare him to other black wrestlers?
He's not an Angel Garza. He's not a Sheamus. He's not a Rey Mysterio. He's not a Sasha Banks. He's not an Asuka. He's not even a Carmella. Hell, he's not even an Eva Marie. No, I'll take Eva Marie over D'Lo Brown. Shit.
Are you fucking serious? D'Lo Brown was cool as fuck. Dude, he's the greatest European champion of all time.
That's William Regal.
I'm going to make that 45-minute trip down there to the city, and I'm going to give you the lowdown through whatever table you're podcasting on right now.
Is that innuendo for something, Matt?
It is. It is.
Jesus.
Is that a spit or swallow?
Oh, Vince is a spit all day.
Stop it.
Gangbang all day.
Benji, you disagree?
Well, it's the same
I think
tweet
it was-
from earlier, essentially, so it's going to be a validated tweet.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was hella underrated. Like, they could have done so much more with him. And had to give him an opportunity at the time. Obviously, once he got to TNA, he was a little older. It wasn't the same. But definitely, he could do anything in that ring that anybody else could do. But at the time, it was a little bit like you already knew who was going to be at the top, who was in charge. There was no way around it. You know what I mean? But I unlike Vince, I like seeing diversity.
Oh my
Benji,
god,
that's not what I meant. But overall, I don't agree. I think best case scenario, he would have been an IC champion. If there was a brand split, he would have been one of the upper mid card guys, but not nowhere near like world champion material.
Well, I'm sorry.
Barely
man.
rated.
Same as earlier. At Phil_Stosike.
Oh, that's Phil Stosiak, and that's actually a buddy of mine.
There we go.
Well, fuck that guy.
He's actually
Validated
Chicago.
him.
He works for Q101.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
From Chicago, he works for Q101. I grew up with Phil. We used to backyard wrestle together on my trampoline. That's my boy. And of course, because he knows me, he's got a good opinion. That's why he got validated.
Oh, wow. Look at that, man. Look at that. Didn't even need to know who it was from. All right, 10th tweet, and then I'll get into the live chat because, boy, I am not excited to do this one. But let's go ahead and get it out of the way. 10th tweet of the evening comes in from at TGraz1985. Real TV and wrestling fans don't care about ratings.
Come again for Big Fudge. What was the tweet again?
Said at TGraz1985, he says real TV and wrestling fans. In this case, let's just say wrestling fans don't care about ratings. If you're a real fan, you don't give a shit what the ratings are.
I can't disagree with that. Don't get me wrong. The rating thing, because of 83 weeks and them winning in the ratings and that becoming a podcast and everyone talking about it post the Monday Night Wars, like it's been a talking point. Now everyone's focusing on it. And of course you've got the demo god bringing it up on their show and using that to get heat and all that shit. So, yeah, I mean, I watch wrestling, unlike Benji, to enjoy the wrestling, not to see who got. You were just talking like 20 minutes ago about the ratings and how important the ratings are. I heard it. I was here. I remember.
That's the past. That's the past.
No,
See,
seriously.
this is why he doesn't remember his tweets like hours
He
later.
can't remember his arguments from 20 minutes ago. Seriously, no. The ratings don't matter because they say that 18 to 49 or whatever the demo is predominantly AEW. I'm 33 years old. I'm NXT all day. Every week I'm watching NXT first and AEW tape. So I guess I'm part of the 50 plus, fan base. If that's the way you look at it. Like, it's trash.
Benji.
Well, I mean, I was going to give my opinion before someone went at me, but I think that without the ratings thing, a lot of podcasts wouldn't have anything to talk about. Without the ratings thing, that cuts most of the Wrestling Observer's, little shtick over there. Without the ratings things, people don't have a lot of things to talk about. So I think, it's good that it gives people these little talking points when they lack creativity to come up with anything else to talk about.
Benji, I call bullshit on that because back in the day we didn't have the internet. Back in the day we didn't have the Wrestling Observer. We had pro wrestling back in the day. People were enjoying pro wrestling. I wasn't even alive then. I wasn't even a thought. I wasn't even conceived back then. And I know that wrestling thrived. Real wrestling fans appreciate the content that's on their television screen. They don't care about the numbers on the ratings. Those are just the AEW and NXT people that like to bicker back and forth about who's really like the best wrestling show. This is not WCW versus WWE. This is not the ratings war. Like, this doesn't really matter.
When you say back in the day, when do you mean back in the day? Because the Wrestling Observer used to be a newsletter before it was a
fucking like 80s.
Like even back in like the 60s, 70s, like wrestling's been going on forever. Like back in the day, like
I'm just saying there was a newsletter like that they actually mailed out and shit.
Yeah, but not too many people knew about it. I didn't even know who Meltzer was until I got on Twitter.
Now
you know what it is though? It's people romanticize that ending of the ratings war with WCW and WWF.
That's what it is.
so like people are older, then they pass that on to the next wrestling generations, and then they have this like myth about what that was at the time was WCW, all the ratings, whatever, and you got all the documentaries, and people want to get back into that. They want to relive that with what's going on now, and it's not the same thing at all.
Yeah, exactly. I only really care about the ratings to like fuck with like AEW people that like get their pants in a bunch whenever NXT loses, and we're like, but they want the demos. That's the key demographic. Like, fuck off. Like fuck off. You guys always have like an excuse whenever NXT wins. I don't care if NXT wins or not, but I just think it's funny that they just get all uppity when they lose.
So Vince, we have one for the tweet, we have one against it, and then you literally have just created two statements, one for it, one against it.
What? No. I'm against it. Like, real wrestling fans don't care about the ratings.
Whatever.
That's for it.
All right,
the tweet
fine.
was real wrestling
At
fans.
T-Grass 1985.
Yeah, you
your
kinda
opinion
went
is
back.
trash.
Okay, my bad.
Wait. No, hold on.
What's up?
His opinion was that real wrestling fans don't care about ratings, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
shit. Never mind. It's validated. My apologies.
Yes.
Let me take
Yes.
that yeet back. Okay, one more yeet. That's me taking it back. There it is. And your opinion is validated.
First time host for show.
Dude, you should have saw the last episode. Like 17 botches. It was a fucking shit show. All right. Tweet number 11 coming in at Joey Ware 5. Okay, we're going to have this tweet pretty much pop up on all episodes, so here it is for you. The Attitude Era was the most overrated period in wrestling history.
Yeet. Trash. If it wasn't for the Attitude Era, we probably might not even still have wrestling.
I'd still be around. Stop it.
Not in the way it is right now. The
I'd still watch
Attitude
it.
Era, you'd still watch it if it was still around, Vince. But the fact of the matter is, without the Attitude Era, Vince would have gone out of business. There'd be no WWE. AOL probably still would have got rid of WCW, which means there might not have been professional wrestling on TV. And there'd be nothing for you to watch. That Attitude Era and the ratings and that war saved professional wrestling in the 90s. You can talk about how it's cringe going back and watching it. You can talk about how a lot of the stuff they did doesn't fly today, but it doesn't change the fact that wrestling was one of the hottest things on the planet at that time. And WWE was on the verge of bankruptcy before that shit happened.
Look, I'm gonna go ahead and say that the opinion is trash. It is not the most overrated era in wrestling. However, I don't believe it's the best. I'm just gonna leave it at that. The opinion is trash, though.
The Attitude Era was 100% overrated as hell. It was fucking trash. WCW was the way to go. WCW all day. All right. You would like to say that wrestling would have ended if, the Attitude Era. Well, let's ask ourselves, why were they in bankruptcy before? Huh? What was going on there that they needed to somehow miraculously get the Attitude Era, whatever? Because WCW was kicking their ass. WCW all day, Attitude Era. Go watch a regular match on Monday Night Raw during that time. It is boring as shit. It sucks. That is trash. I agree with whoever tweeted that. I agree. I'll validate that.
When they were doing the original
Joey Ware 5, by the way.
When they were doing the original
Joey Wiener over there.
Joey Wiener. When they were doing the original format where they would play old matches on Monday Night Raw and we weren't getting new content, Travis and I went back and watched stuff from the Attitude Era. And I found a new love for a wrestler by the name of Doug Furness, who is now one of my favorite wrestlers of all time because that guy was bomb in the ring. So I will not have you disgrace the good name of Doug Furness or what happened in the Attitude Era. And again, AOL bought TNT and they didn't want wrestling. So no matter whether or not WWE had succeeded, AOL Time Warner still would have booted TNT.
That's such a Americanized ideology that you have going on there. You propose that without this, that wrestling would have ended, that there would be no wrestling in Japan, that there would not be wrestling anywhere else aside from America.
Yeah, there's such thing as lucha libre down south of the border, man. That's actually where wrestling originated, was like Mexico and Japan are the two main countries that started wrestling. Americans just took it and started copying us, No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no, it's fair. I'm glad to see that you're now backing people of color.
Okay, that's a good zinger there.
Because according
look,
to Vince,
we got 2
no
to
matter
1.
what, none of those guys would have been champion.
2-1 still. 2-1. I forgot to go into the chat, so we got to go into the chat after this. But yeah, at JoeyWare5, your opinion is trash.
Good shit, man. Good shit. Oh man, how do we not have our own podcast together where we just give each other shit?
I don't know.
All right, let's see. Where did we leave off last? Fucking hell.
All I know is that I've had a lot of shit.
Weren't you supposed to go into the chat?
Yeah,
No, that's what I'm doing now. I missed it. I was supposed to do it on the last one.
Okay.
Oh, I think we left off on the CM Punk stuff.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see. Here we go. Oh shit. Yeah, this is why I didn't want to read the fucking chat. Okay, I'm going back up here. Chicago is the best pizza ever. Yo, hold on. Okay, yeah. Wait, damn, this went up a lot. Dude, the chat's been really fucking going tonight. Okay, here we go. Yeah, okay, so Kevin breaking his back. That's where we left off. All right.
Yeah.
So, NXT, this is obviously when they were saying Raw is better than NXT. Real question, who you got? Vince versus Laurinaitis. This is when they were talking about Vince fighting, I think, Matt Ritter. Y'all go ahead. Vince winning a fight. Who would win between Vince and Laurinaitis? Laurinaitis got a diamond cutter.
No, it'd be me, man. I beat John Laurinaitis, man. Just one punch in the throat, and I got him.
You're like 5'3". What are you talking about?
You shouldn't be talking about being short, Benji. You were like 2 feet shorter than me or something. Like I literally, we met for the first time, and I'm like, "Where's Benji? Where's Benji?" And then you pop up right in front of me, and I'm like, "Oh shit, you're shorter than I thought you were gonna be." So don't talk about height, Benji. I'm 5'3", you're like 4'3".
Benji, when we did our show together, Vince was in the chat just trashing your height the entire time.
Oh my god, dude.
I said something about small wrestlers, and he's like, "Careful, don't say that. Benji's got a height complex." It didn't really matter.
Wow.
I got to go with Johnny Laurinaitis. Like, I love Vince, I do, but you know, if you're
I fight
bad
dirty,
enough,
man.
if you're bad enough for Bella's mom, you're bad enough for me. So,
oh shit.
She's not spicy enough, man. That's not the best she can
All
do,
right.
man. No.
Oh fucking hell.
John Cena couldn't even keep a Bella.
Jessica says, my wife says, "Yay, Kevin! Why are you not on here?" And then
He's not from Chicago and he's not Chicano. So either way,
Thank
he
you.
didn't work.
Thank you. Kevin says, "I don't know. You should have known."
Yeah.
Kevin, if you want to be from Chicago, you just got to come over here and we'll like stamp you with like a Chicago flag, and then you'll be an honorary Chicagoan.
Loyalty J says, "By the way, Pizza Hut went bankrupt." Chapter 11. Is Tony Khan on the podcast tonight? I guess a lot of pro AEW stuff going on in here.
I think they're talking about Benji.
Benji, oh shit.
Which I love because my favorite thing is coming in these podcast chats, looking at people and saying who they look like in wrestling. So props to that.
That's awesome. Back when we were talking about D'Lo Brown being a champ with a beer gut, Chris says, "I'm a champ and I have a beer gut." That's good, Chris. I feel for you, man. Jess says, "I feel like Matt and Vince are going to fight." Chris says, "They're totally going to fight." Jess says,
Chris?
"If Vince leaves, then I vote Kevin's goes on." Benny says, "Vince sold out." Chris says, Kyle doesn't know what the mean streets of Chicago are really like."
He don't.
Loyalty J says, "My money is definitely not on Vince in that fight with Matt."
Okay. Against Matt, yeah. Matt's a pretty big guy. You know, he's been around. You know, he forgot what the mean streets of Chicago are like, but he's still a bad motherfucker.
I don't know if you've heard
Jay
about mean
says,
streets
"By
of
the way,
Elgin,
I
but
beat someone online with CM Punk in UFC 3. Wow,
that's the only
actually
UFC win that he has. So
Yeah, that's the only win. Jess says, "Vince and Matt need to do more shows together." Sorry, Benji, you're not getting much love in the chat tonight. Oh, wait, just as I said that, people are
Because they all
coming
thought it
in
was
saying,
Tony
"Thank
Khan."
you, we appreciate you, Benji." That was for when I put you over.
Because he covers his face all the goddamn time.
No, it's
Like
because they
whenever
all
he
thought he was
poses for a
Tony
picture,
Khan.
nobody really knows what he looks like. I didn't even know what he looks like when we first met. I wasn't even sure what I was looking for. For all I knew, I was being catfished when we first
Oh my
met.
god.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Cal. I'm sorry.
Benny Bull says unpopular wrestling opinion is I think Vince should join Robbie E. I don't get the
Robert Stone brand.
Robert
He thinks
Stone.
they should-
okay. I don't
Well,
watch
Vince,
NXT. My bad.
I taught you what a fluffer was, and I've always said that Robert Stone is a porn director, so you do have a place in the Robert
Wait.
Stone
Oh
brand.
my fuck.
No,
You can be
I
the
didn't know
fluffer.
that's where you were going. I don't agree with your statement anymore. No,
Oh
stop.
my
No,
God.
no.
Gangbang all day.
Gangbang all day. Chris says hard agreed D'Lo Brown was a badass. Thank you, Chris. I thought so too. Loyalty J says Eva Marie is easily one of the most botched talent in the history of wrestling. I'm gonna give that a yeet. All right.
I think he meant like she's the in the history of wrestling she's botched the most.
I read that botched talent, meaning they messed up her push because of her talent. That's how I'm taking that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Vince,
you do remember the stuff with the wardrobe malfunction, though, right?
Chris says, Vince, you were in goddamn diapers when he was good. Shut up. I wish I knew what that was referring to.
D'Lo Brown.
D'Lo
Brown.
Brown. Okay,
Yep.
okay. Chris says Nation of Domination. Big Mountain Fudge Cake says Junkyard Dog was the best wrestler of all time. Changed my mind.
I don't know if I can change your mind, but the answer is The Undertaker, and I will die on that hill.
Yeah, okay.
The Undertaker.
All right. Ratings are dumb. No one cares about ratings. You're like 10 You're like 10, Vince. Of course you didn't know about it. Damn, really going at Vince for his age here.
That's okay, Kevin. That's okay. That's
Mark
okay. You
Henry
can read
wasn't
it.
used to his full potential in the Attitude Era and could have been WWF champion and leader of the Nation of Domination. Ooh, that's a
can see
hot
that.
take.
I don't know
No.
about- Go ahead, Vince.
No, I think obviously we saw with the Hall of Pain stuff. It took him a minute to like get to his potential, but yeah, he was highly underrated. Yeah, he excelled in the sexual chocolate stuff. You know, he turned chicken shit into chicken salad. Man, he made it good. I'm all for Mark Henry like being the world champion back in the day. Had he been used properly, yeah, I'm all for it.
Okay, there
I
we go.
also would-
Bam, validated, Jay.
I would also like to know two things. One, A, who the fuck is Chris? And B, because I keep...
Stop using his shoot name, Kyle.
What?
You're talking about Chris. Stop using his shoot name. Like you keep mentioning Chris.
Fuck yeah, dude, because he's on Facebook now. It's fucking me up, man.
I'm going to say I've got to agree with Vince. He had to find his way, but I just want to point out that he didn't really have time to reach that potential because when you're banging a 80-year-old woman that smokes cigars, it doesn't leave a lot of side time for things like running a faction or becoming champion. Like Mae Young is a full-time job. She
This is
was
true.
insatiable.
Yeah, this is
The
true.
chat just asked if Benji fell asleep.
Oh,
No, I was thinking like, because y'all talking about Mark Henry with it, but there was a lot of other people in the Nation of Domination that they could have used differently. D'Lo, Ahmed Johns, like there was a lot of different. I feel like there was different guys that
Ahmed
had
Johnson.
potential. Yeah, like they had potential to do something with, but they never really did anything with them. I agree that it took Mark Henry a long time, but I feel like with the Hall of Pain stuff, I feel like it could have. I didn't like the way it ended. I feel like it could have been a little bit better.
okay.
That's good. Rounding out the chat here, Vince's dream was to get stinked faced by Rikishi. That was, of course, sent in by Benny Bull.
Love you, Ben.
Ben says, yeah, Vince, you need to go to bed. A lot of people here are for the Attitude Era. Kevin, says it was the best and worst wrestling. And then Homer Sexual 69, what an awesome name that says. Unpopular wrestling opinion, wrestling is worse than WNBA. That's a yeet. Okay.
That's
Yeah,
a
we don't
huge
even need to
yeet.
discuss that. Why are you even here?
Even though I do enjoy watching the WNBA from time to time.
Wait, are you
Uh,
all Are you all against women in basketball? What's going on?
Look,
Here?
No,
I'm just
no, no,
saying I
no.
prefer professional wrestling more than it. That's all. That's all. It's my preference, man. Count underscore Ravioli says Lex Luger cuts the best promos. There's another yeet. Okay.
Are these in the chat?
Yes, dude, they are in the chat, bro.
I love
like,
that
I'm
Kyle
telling you,
is just
like,
going through the chat and he's like, nope, we're not even debating that yeet. It's
nope,
gone.
no. At this point, I'm trying to get to the last fucking 4 tweets, and the chat is going strong. Best gimmick ever, M78 Eddie says, is Bastion Booger. Another yeet. Holy shit, we're on
He
a
might
fucking
have
roll
something there. He might have something there.
He might.
Because he's
He said
white,
he-
Vince?
Here. Count underscore Ravioli. I'm just going to say I'm not going to read your shit out loud. If you guys want to see that, go to Twitch, and it's a yeet. Okay. Because that one's fucked up, bro. Yeah, Chris.
What was it? I want to hear it. What was
bro.
it?
No, I ain't reading it. I ain't reading it. Some people take shit too far.
That was in Twitch, you said?
Yeah, Twitch. All right.
Okay.
Go to Twitch and read it out loud. I want to see what it was.
Y'all go
Matt,
ahead.
just send it to me. Send it to me. I don't really want to leave the chat.
I ain't
I was
reading
gonna
that
say,
shit,
I'm not
man.
leaving Facebook. Facebook's fantastic. It's
Yeah,
blowing up
Facebook
right
is
now.
wholesome, man. Facebook's where it's at.
Kyle's wife loves me and Vince and our dynamic right now. I can't.
Yeah, man. I feel love, man. I feel the love from Facebook. Even though Kevin and Ben are shitting on me the entire time, but that's okay. I feel the love regardless.
Okay, and last one here. I don't think this is an unpopular one, but Loyalty J says Eddie Guerrero would have at least been a 5-time world champ.
Easy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Easy.
validated.
Validated.
There we go. Okay, let's round this show out, boys. This is going well. Tweet number 12 of 15 comes in from @babyface_Mick. Kenny Omega is just a Canadian Buddy Murphy. Fucking love that one.
Validated.
Ooh.
Validated. Validated.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Not only is that validated, I'm drooling right now at how awesome that was.
You know what? I can see it. I see it. I see
Damn.
I see the. You know what? I'm a validated too. Just because I feel like maybe you put Buddy Murphy in New Japan, he probably has his Kenny Omega run. If you put Kenny Omega in WWE, he probably has a Buddy Murphy run. Circumstances.
So you're saying that Kenny Omega would only be Seth Rollins' sidekick in WWE?
Ooh.
Is that what you just said?
I'm
Because
just
I
saying.
love it. I'm with
I'm just
it.
saying. I'm just saying. I mean, well, that way we get the Seth Rollins, Kenny Omega match that everybody's been wanting to get. You know, we'll get it that way. In an alternate universe, we got he's the henchman to the Messiah.
By the way, we're rolling up on an hour and 10 minutes. If my camera freezes, I do apologize. That's just my battery dying. I'll transfer over to a much shittier camera for the end of the show.
I'd even argue that Buddy Murphy's got a better knee strike than Kenny.
I do like the Murphy's Law better than the One Winged Angel as a finisher.
Y'all are tripping. What am I hearing here?
Yeah, I don't recall
What?
the last time Buddy
Aren't you
Murphy
the
cut a promo
guy
in
that just like a
Japanese? I'm
couple
saying.
minutes ago were saying that Evo was going to be a better champion than Kenny Omega, but we'll sit here and say that Buddy Murphy and Kenny Omega don't have similarities?
Both things can be right. Listen, y'all acting like Omega, just because he's basing it off his AEW run, isn't the same dude that was doing this shit in Japan, yo.
And
Like-
I will say what I've said a million times for the 1,000,001th time. If he was as good as everyone says he is, I shouldn't have to go see what he did in Japan, especially when he's
Alright.
booking the show.
But now, if he goes over here at AEW and is the same guy, y'all gonna say that he's only doing that because he's booking the show,
And he shouldn't have made himself a vice president and then started booking the show. He wouldn't have that problem. I'm
Nah,
just saying.
I don't know about all that. I don't know about him being Buddy Murphy and him having a better knee strike.
Yeah,
Have
man.
you seen
Sometimes
Buddy's
Omega
knee
doesn't
strike?
even hit it, man.
That's true.
Get out of here.
Nah,
Get out
You
of
need, to
town.
you need to re-go watch those Aleister Black Buddy Murphy matches and check out those
No,
knee strikes.
I ain't
Or
gonna lie. they're
Buddy
really
Murphy,
good.
Cedric Alexander.
Buddy Murphy versus Mustafa Ali, Alexander, and Aleister Black have been his best matches in WWE. Outside of that, what? I mean,
They're also better matches than anything Kenny's done in AEW.
Ooh, shots fired.
All right, I'm gonna wrap the time on this.
I'll give you that one.
The show is running long.
Mm-hmm.
The show is running long. So yeah, I personally hate to say it. God damn it, at Babyface Mick, your tweet's been validated.
Oh, yeah.
You guys have been super kind to everybody tonight.
Well, except for Vince, because
Except for Vince and other people of color. Vince just
Wow.
I don't know, man.
Wow. He said you're a coconut. Wow.
What the fuck?
Oh, what?
That's what he said.
Never heard that before.
Brown on the outside, white on the inside. That's what he
Bro,
said.
I am not brown. Look at my pigmentation. I am not brown.
Not my words. Not my
Yo,
words.
oh my god. Can anybody timestamp all of fucking Benji's jokes tonight? Because I am going to make a clip show.
Not my words.
God
Oh
damn
man,
it,
we gotta
bro.
have to have like a 30-minute highlight reel of all these zingers.
Jesus
left and right.
Christ. Tweet number 13. Coming in at Ayana Chaotic. The screw job was entirely justified and probably worked out best for the industry overall. I'm assuming they're referring to the Montreal screw job.
I mean, if Bret Hart's not willing to play ball, and do business, then you take business into yourself. Fuck it. Like, and here, look, and this is coming from the guy that plays Bret Hart in his intro for his podcast, and I say it was warranted and justified. He didn't want to drop it to Shawn Michaels. Okay, then like it's part of the business, dude. You're leaving to another company. Like, I don't go ahead and take all the donuts when I leave Dunkin' Donuts and join my new job and shit. I don't just play hardball and said no. I will not count my register as I leave and clock out tonight. You got to be professional, man.
That was very specific.
I did, by the way, leave with 2 bags full of donuts.
So
I took it with me.
I want to do something here. I pride myself on being able to play devil's advocate, and also seeing as Kyle has been banned by my co-host for his Bret Hart slander, I am going to back Bret Hart here and say this, Vince. He took it on the chin so many times from Vince, whether it was losing to Yokozuna so Hogan could beat Yokozuna. Eventually, this man had to draw a line. He was one of the 2 top stars in the company. He deserved the money he asked for. Vince denied him the money. He had to draw a line somewhere. He just didn't want to drop it to Shawn in Canada. He was willing to do it other places. Vince wanted it to happen on Vince's time. I'm going to say it's trash. I think that, honestly, we might be better off if we never had the screw job and they had let Bret go out on his own terms. We don't know where we'd be with him, in whether, he stayed in WWE or he went to WCW without that chip on his shoulder, because that WCW run was atrocious. Partly because of the chip on his shoulder and him being jaded after being screwed over, partly because of what happened with Owen.
Yeah.
There might have been a better relationship there. So we don't know what we could have got, but it might have been better.
I'll tell you one thing we wouldn't have got is a lot of YouTube channels would have lost out on a shitload of content.
Yeah, that's true.
Benji,
I just think it's a little funny that a certain podcast has them as on the intro, and now you're going to talk shit about them. It's a little funny.
It's not talking shit. And honestly, hearing Matt's argument, I forgot that was a thing. I forgot he got screwed over at WrestleMania, lost to Yokozuna just so Hulk Hogan could win the title. I forgot that multiple times he got the short end of the straw, and he should have gone out. Even though I think he's boring in his matches, as a character, I thought he was boring. His heel work was amazing.
He does our intro.
So he doesn't watch the show.
He also helped make Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13.
You know what?
In Chicago, baby.
You know what? I don't know if this has happened on the show in 4 episodes we've done it. I'm gonna flip my switch, my argument. I'm turning over a new leaf. I'm gonna side with Matt here. I think that we would have been better off had we not had the screw job, and had we had a moment with Bret Hart to go ahead and get celebrated, drop the title the following night, not on Canada. We might look at him a little bit differently, and he's probably doesn't end up being very jaded the rest of his life, So,
do you guys think that had that not happened, and he still would have went to WCW, it would have avoided him getting stroke kicked by Goldberg?
No, I think Goldberg would have still ended his career, but we would have had a much nicer moment towards the end.
Listen, as a bald man with facial hair, that bald fuck not only ended Bret Hart's career, but almost ended the greatest wrestler of all time, The Undertaker's career, because he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Yeah, fuck Goldberg. That's my take on it. Oh, okay, yeah, but yeah, I retract my statement. I'm saying that we would have been better off.
You're switching to the other side. I got you.
Yes. Are you
So
gonna
where
like?
you at, Benji? You with us? You validate or yeet?
No, I think validate. I'll go with it.
Wow.
You guys, you presented a really solid ass argument.
Wow, wait for Benji to be uncharacteristic and agree with you guys. You guys have proven to be the nicest panelist. Excuse me.
I think we just got the best opinions.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
All right, man. At Ayana Chaotic, your tweet's been validated. Let's go.
Ayana Chaotic is the name.
Yes. I have all these tweets. I'll send you screenshots if you want to talk to them.
I want to follow every single person.
All
Just so you can block them a week later for a random
what's going to
opinion.
happen. All right.
Wait, hold on. If I'm reading this correct, it says the screw job was entirely justified and probably worked out best for the industry, and we all agreed that they shouldn't have screwed Bret Hart.
Oh, shit. Is that what it said?
Yeah. Oh, so
that
then we're
got
trash.
yeeted.
So then
Oh,
it's
fuck,
trash.
man. Let me
Yes.
take that one back. My bad. All right, listen. You guys just became so inspiring. I got lost in your fucking speeches.
Oh.
And I lost the message of the tweet.
Is
I
that
took the
Chicago
oh yeah
charm for
back.
you?
He did the shit out of Ayana Chaotic. All right, and let's move on to tweet number 14. Fucking hell, man. At or922. Here you go, guys. Can't call the Young Bucks spot monkeys and then like Lucha Bros. You just can't.
The Young Bucks aren't spot monkeys. They can tell a goddamn story. People just like to focus on the really spotty stuff they tend to do. Like they flip over when anybody else does it. Like, look, man, there's nothing wrong with being a spot monkey. I don't discriminate against being a spot monkey. If you want to be a spot monkey, by all means do it. It's a different form of telling the story. But the Young Bucks are, in fact, storytellers. They've been working that back angle for fucking 10 years now.
Dude,
that Matt
when
Jackson
the fuck
has.
is Matt going to let up with that shit, man?
At this point, it's an inside joke. If you know that their match against the Golden Lovers is still one of my favorite tag team matches and one of my favorite New Japan matches of all time. The story between the inner turmoil of Bullet Club and Kenny Omega and the Elite, that was a great story. When Kenny Omega finally won the title, it was a culmination of everything finally coming into place for Kenny Omega, the Bucks, and Kota Ibushi. So they can tell a story. The Bucks can tell a story. They're not just spot monkeys. And neither are the Lucha Bros, for that matter. Fuck you.
Damn, Vince. Okay.
I want to hear what Matt has to say. He's been having a little.
I have to say that I am really happy that the show is running long because it's payback for when Kyle ran our show long. No, I'm going to say, listen, I like the Lucha Bros, and the reason I like the Lucha Bros is not only do they do spots and they do high spots, but they have a look and an aesthetic. Whereas the Young Bucks, I watch their matches. Yes, Vince is right. On occasion, they can tell stories, but then we look at last night with the Being the Elite versus the Jurassic Express match, and you obviously see them setting up spots that aren't believable, that are just gymnastic. Oh, this is going to maybe kind of look cool shit that doesn't make any sense as well. So I absolutely think you can like the Lucha Bros and still call the Young Bucks spot monkeys, because they, even when they do try and tell stories, they are still always just setting up for the next biggest spot. And not a lot of the stuff they do in ring means a lot because you get up from it right away. It's moves that should be devastating, that should lay a person out, and instead they're getting up and they're just moving on to the next spot. That doesn't mean I can't like the Lucha Bros. I can still call the Young Bucks spot monkeys and like the Lucha Bros.
Okay, Boomer.
Swing vote going to Benji.
I love you, Matt.
I was gonna say, I'm 33. I'm a millennial. It's cool.
I think that being I think the Young Bucks are better in their matches when they're not with the Elite, because when it's with the Elite, it becomes this entire just spot show or whatever. But then recently with the with the Young Bucks, I don't know. I've kind of fallen off on them a bit. I think if anything, to the tweet's point, their matches against the Lucha Bros to me kind of exposed the weaknesses of the Young Bucks, and it shows the Lucha Bros, who are a much more well put together team, what they can do in a match. Like you had the week before with Phoenix hit that Canadian Destroyer off the springboard.
Yeah.
And that was like the big thing, whatever. Now you have the next week or whatever, you have the Young Bucks trying to one up that moment, and it becomes too forced, as you said. They're setting up. It doesn't become natural in the movement of the things. The Lucha Bros set these things up much more naturally, where it doesn't feel like the other guy's just waiting for that gymnastic move or whatever. So I do feel like the Young Bucks can be good when they try. When they don't, it's very like this, like you guys said, spot monkey-ish and like that. So I'll agree with that.
It's a very genuine take, Benji.
Also,
I think we're wearing him down.
Kevin, you weren't calling me a spot monkey last night. How's that back doing, bro?
Oh, got him, damn.
Fuck, dude. Oh, I love having you guys on here.
He worked that back angle.
Just like Matt over here working the back angle, just like Matt Jackson, man. I love it.
All right,
love
at or 922, your opinion is trash. All right, this brings us to the last tweet of the evening. I believe I've curated probably the most intriguing tweet I've come across in the inception of the show. I really want you guys to go at it. Here it is, the final opinion of the evening, coming in from at Roy J. Pritchett. The wrestling business will not survive long without Vince McMahon. Because Vince McMahon seems to be the only person who realizes wrestling doesn't draw as much as sports entertainment. Good characters and storylines are always greater than good wrestling matches.
Okay, so in the last 5 years, how many good storylines and characters have we really got from Vince McMahon?
What happened to that hacker gimmick?
Yeah, exactly. Right now, as I've said, the best show on wrestling is NXT, which for a long time, Vince has not had his hands on, which has done great storytelling, which has created great characters and gimmicks like Aleister Black, the Demon Finn Balor, a lot of the people that we have on the main roster right now that, aren't doing as well on the main roster because they're not being used the way they were in NXT. And that's not it's an NXT niche thing. It's they were just used better. You've changed them, you've played them and made them into comedy gimmicks because you don't understand what, actually being a tough guy or a real guy is. Look at FTR. I'll give AEW a little credit. The Revival was great in NXT. They came to the main roster. They had them fucking shaving each other's backs and fucking putting
Uzi Hot. Rob would be very high on Uzi Hot right now.
Yeah, Uzi Hot.
Kevin
now they're over
Uzi
there
Hot.
on AEW. Travis says this because Travis didn't watch them in NXT. He says this is the most entertaining and charismatic he has seen FTR in what they've been doing in AEW. I think the wrestling business will be just fine without Vince McMahon.
Does this person realize that wrestling existed before Vince McMahon, right? And it was very popular back in the day. He does realize that there are stuff like NXT that he doesn't touch, like Matt was saying. There's stuff like AEW that was built off of an independent show that wasn't touched by Vince. And it was actually booked in a season where Vince McMahon says it's terrible and you're not going to be able to sell out. And they sold out all in right here in Chicago. That didn't have Vince McMahon. You have other promotions here, like here in Chicago, in California, in New York. You have New Japan, just like Benji was saying earlier. Like, it's not just about the States. You're looking at like Lucha Libre. You're looking at New Japan Pro Wrestling over there. You're looking at British Strong Style all across the pond. Wrestling as a whole, it's not a creation or a singular thing in the States. It is a global sport that many cultures, countries, and people enjoy and watch. WWE just happens to have the biggest platform. you give that platform to New Japan, the AAA or Impact, or even like an AEW and stuff like that, they will get like people will know their wrestlers. That's the situation. Vince McMahon can disappear tomorrow. WWE might struggle for a bit. Main roster, NXT will be fine. AEW will be fine. The rest of the world will be fine without Vince McMahon.
Awesome.
I think to what the original tweet was alluding to was the fact that if WWE goes under, you won't have another wrestling promotion be on major networks on television and all that stuff. I believe that's what he was alluding to.
Yeah. I think that's still
However,
false.
I think that Vince McMahon, well, the whole company as a whole is just banking off an established brand. They established themselves in the Attitude Era. They established themselves when they brought, the first years of SmackDown. So it's an established brand. It's the thing people see on TV, which is a reason why it's still like 2 million something people watch Raw and SmackDown, even though sometimes it's really bad. Like 2 million people still watch
Karaoke.
it. Yeah, exactly. It's still bad, but you still have millions of people watching it. Just so much because it's an established brand. People grew up with it. They want their kids. Oh yeah, look, it's pro wrestling, whatever. Whether it's a good product or not, it's an established brand, and it's kind of like say like Vince McMahon leaves or whatever, WWE goes under. Can an AEW or can what's another promotion like a MLW or not Ring of Honor? They're not done. Impact. The only thing with Impact, they have that stigma that they're still trying to climb over. People still think it's the old TNA. People still think that it's that crappy promotion when it's completely different. And it's a lot of the times the wrestling there is a lot better than, especially like for example, the women.
You're kind of backtracking and arguing against yourself. You're trying to say that WWE, the big brand, helps like keep like wrestling in the mainstay in the mainstream.
You interrupted me before I finished my thoughts.
You just took the scenic route to get there, Benji.
Yeah, taking the long way around to come back to his point.
You're making an Undertaker-esque WrestleMania entrance to get to your point.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Wow.
But go ahead, Benji.
No, well, since I was so rudely interrupted, all I was saying was that if it goes under, there's a lot of other promotions that could take that spot. However, it'd be interesting to see if anyone can rise to that prominence that the established brands of Raw and SmackDown have. Is that better? Is that more?
Listen, I'm going to speak up really quick. I shouldn't say this, but I do see where Benji's coming from. I don't think wrestling would die, but I don't know if another promotion would rise to the ratings that WWE has.
I'm not saying they can't. I'm not saying they can't. I'm just interested to see which promotion could reach that level. I'm not saying they can't do it.
The tweet specifically says when Vince McMahon dies, wrestling won't live on because he understands that sports entertainment draws more people in than actual wrestling, right?
God damn it. Yeah, he is right.
Yeah, exactly.
So, when Vince McMahon dies, WWE will still be here. Triple H or Stephanie or whoever will take over. Wrestling will still exist. Also, I want to point out that Benji kind of backtracked and made a point that I made earlier when he was talking about the Attitude Era establishing the WWE, which means it's not overrated because that's when WWE was established as the big brand that they're now banking on.
There's such a thing as a dichotomy. Both things can be right. And it's
just forgets half the shit he says.
All right, the final verdict, Roy J. Pritchett, your opinion is trash. All right, man. What a fucking show we had. Let's quickly run through the chat.
No, before you sign off.
Yeah.
Kevin, come for my wife. Please, if you're into pregnant chicks, you come for my wife.
I was going to read it.
Because I will blow your back out again.
Oh, those are fighting words.
Come on, you come for her. I'll put you back on bed rest. We'll let Kyle and RN do another AEW show. It's all good.
Dude, I don't know how to follow that. I'm going to try and see some fucking tweets that are entertaining, but goddamn, Matt. Loyalty J says, my life's been validated. Thank you, guys.
Glad we can help, Loyalty J.
Kevin says, apparently I'm nursing my pegging injury. Jesus Christ.
He also called me a name in there that you could bring up, and I'll answer that one, too.
Yeah, I'll look through it, man. Willie J says, I just want to thank you guys for making my night and helping me through these tough times. You guys are amazing. That's very genuine. Thank you.
Wow,
We're
thank
happy,
you.
man. And honestly, you made our night.
Yeah, I think that's the first time we got in a tweet like that. Oh my gosh, dude, thank you.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Cry.
This is cool.
Going back to the same person says, thank you, Kyle, for being a good host. Okay, now you're gassing me up. And thank you to all the panelists for being amazing. Nah, for real, I ain't gonna lie, man. This has been an awesome show, you guys. Very, very fun. Vince is so passionate, coming from Jessica. It's probably that Angel Garza influence. I just watched y'all longer than I could watch Raw this week. That's a fucking compliment.
Yes!
Wow.
Let's fucking go,
Yeah,
man.
man. Kevin says, you guys are haters. Suspend disbelief, y'all jabronis, talking about AEW Spot Monkeys comments. And then, of course, Kevin says, I'm coming for your wife, Matt.
Which I addressed.
Yeah.
Kevin
you
also
addressed.
called me a spot monkey.
I would argue that WWE was established long before the Attitude Era, and don't threaten me with a good time, Matt. Haha, coming from Kevin. Fucking hell, man. What a show. Look, you guys, listen, man. Speaking to the audience, thank you guys. This has actually been one of the funnest things that we've been able to do in a long time on the show. Personal thank you once again goes to Benji here on the show for coming up with the fucking idea. Even if he can't remember doing it. Awesome job. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to let you guys run down here. Let me go ahead and hop out of the show. Go into just the regular stuff. I'm going to let you guys plug your shit however you want to, and then we'll sign off for the night. So coming over to Benji. Benji, if you got anything you want to fucking plug, here is your time.
Was that mixtape dropping?
The mixtape and the EP is dropping in August. I don't have anything going on at the moment. I got some stuff in the works. You'll see that in the coming months. Other than that, I definitely recommend y'all listening to the Smack Raw Pod and Smack It Raw. Amazing shows. This was fun. I ain't got nothing else. I defer to Matt, defer to Vince. See what y'all got to say.
You guys should check
you,
him out
Benji.
at Benji Calavera on Twitter. Check him out. Just
Yeah.
if you just want to see him bickering with other
What
people.
happened
Listen,
to
Benji,
by
if
the
you
way,
don't
Benji,
plug
what
your-
happened to at Calavera Comedy? Did you get banned?
No. It was a rebranding, if you will.
Okay.
I would like to give a full story, but then I'll get cut off because I take the long route or whatever.
Yeah,
No.
you're being cut
We'll
off
say
now.
that for the post show.
Matt
We'll
Ritter,
say that
go
for the post
ahead.
show.
Tell us what you want to plug.
All right, before I do that, seriously, go follow Benji Calavera because there's no way he will be able to bust the brackets that I do on Twitter without your following, so he can pander to you people to ruin the brackets. If you want to follow those brackets, right now we're doing a women's brawl for all on Twitter. It's at Matt Ritter. That is at MATTRIDDER. That is also where you guys will find all of the information for our podcast, Smacking It Raw, the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub. You guys can
Because it's
find.
the only wrestling podcast on Pornhub.
You are focusing on the wrong details. You guys can find the link tree there. Linktree/Creation World will take you to the video where we are on Pornhub and on YouTube. Also our merchandise store and our Patreon. And then Linktree/Smack and Raw will get you all the audio versions. So if you guys really did enjoy the show, thought that we were funny, thought we had a good time, I do have Vince on. I've had Kyle on. Benji's been on. We have podcasts for you over there. So come check us out. Travis will kill me if I don't say we have a lot of listeners who don't subscribe to the YouTube. So even if you don't watch us on YouTube, but you like us, go subscribe to the YouTube. Please go check us out on YouTube. It's Creation World at YouTube. Go give that a like and a follow. We would really appreciate that.
I'll do you a solid and do the same. Vince, I know we're affiliated with the same show, but do you have anything that you want to go ahead and plug?
Yeah, for sure. We just recently dropped our Slammiversary and Extreme Rules predictions. They're on YouTube. If you want to see the video, it's only like 18 minutes. Nice condensed. So watch it on your car drive to work tomorrow morning. We are covering Slammiversary. It's the first time we talked about Impact Wrestling since Benji was actually on the show talking about Bound for Glory. So if you enjoy Impact Wrestling, and this is not something we usually do here on the SmackDown podcast, check that out on Saturday night or Sunday morning, depending on when the podcast actually drops. Me and our end will be dropping that episode. Obviously, we have more shows lined up, and spoiler alert, I'm going to be dropping a brand new show on the podcast. I'm going to be doing top 10 lists, so look out for that. I'm going to be trying to keep that a weekly thing on every Wednesday morning / afternoon. So
Vince,
I'm
I
going to
don't
be
mean to cut you off here, but by the
Yes.
way, your new show has been out for 2 weeks by this point. So
Which
go
show?
ahead and just let them know, like, hey, man, your new show is on every Wednesday.
Wait, what show is that?
Your top 10.
Oh, well,
It's been out for 2 weeks by now.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm breaking kayfabe. I'm sorry. Yes, my show's been out for 2 weeks, so go check out my top 10 list. I did not butcher that. I totally meant to break kayfabe. But
Spoiler
yeah, go
alert,
check
the
out my
first
top
one-
10
The
list.
first episode is going to be top 10 white people that should be champion.
With that, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. This has been an extremely fun episode of Unpopular Wrestling Opinions. Make sure to tune in every Thursday at 10 p.m. Friday morning to check out the new episode. You guys have been great. Until next time, y'all have a good one.